is very, very close. Just in the last few seconds, I've been told that the players' representatives and his lawyers are also now involved in the talks, and that would suggest that a deal is really close. Of course, the background is Sterling was told 2 weeks ago, instead of moving to Saudi Arabia, he wanted to stay in the Premier League, and Arsenal have come to try and get him. And he said, look, I would prefer a permanent move, but this is Arsenal. This is working with Mikel Arteta. This is going, with all due respect to Chelsea, to a club who are challenging for the title, who are in the Champions League. And remember, my information now is that the deal is very close because his representatives and his lawyers are now negotiating his move away.
Arsenal agree long-term deal for Everton star Iliman Ndiaye. Arsenal have reportedly reached an agreement to sign Everton attacking midfielder Iliman Ndiaye on a long-term contract in a major transfer development that could become one of the most exciting stories of the summer window. The Senegal international has attracted serious attention after his performances for Everton, and Arsenal are now said to have moved decisively to secure his signature. According to the latest reports surrounding the deal, Arsenal's sporting leadership, led by Andrew Berta, has been working closely with manager Mikel Arteta to identify players capable of improving the squad immediately, while also providing long-term value. Ndiaye is understood to be one of the players who has impressed both Berta and Arteta, with his versatility, technical ability and attacking intelligence making him an attractive option for the Gunners. The reported agreement represents another statement of Arsenal's ambition. The club have been looking to build a squad capable of competing at the highest level across the Premier League and Europe, and the potential arrival of Ndiaye would give Arteta another dynamic attacking player who can operate in several positions. Ndiaye has developed a reputation as a highly talented and unpredictable attacking footballer. His ability to carry the ball, beat defenders and create opportunities makes him particularly suited to a team that wants to control possession while still having players capable of changing the game in the final third. For Arteta, that versatility could be extremely important. Arsenal's style requires attacking players who understand movement, pressing and combination football. Ndiaye's ability to operate centrally or from wider areas would give the manager additional tactical options. The reported agreement also highlights the influence of Andrew Berta in Arsenal's recruitment strategy. Since taking responsibility for the club's sporting operations, Berta has been expected to focus on identifying players who fit Arsenal's long-term sporting project. Ndiaye appears to fit that philosophy perfectly. A player with significant ability, room for further development and experience in English football. Arsenal supporters will be particularly interested in how Ndiaye would fit into Arteta's tactical system. The Senegalese forward can play in attacking midfield positions and can also contribute from the wings. His movement could create space for Arsenal's other forwards, while his ability to receive the ball between the lines could provide another route through teams that defend deeply. One of the biggest attractions of the potential transfer is Ndiaye's technical quality. He is comfortable receiving the ball under pressure and has the confidence to take on opponents. Arsenal have increasingly relied on technically gifted players to break down compact defensive structures, and Ndiaye could add another dimension to that approach. His physical qualities could also be valuable in the Premier League. The intensity of English football demands players who can cope with physical challenges while maintaining technical quality. Ndiaye has already gained experience in that environment with Everton, meaning he would not need a long adaptation period to understand the demands of the competition. From Everton's perspective, losing a player of Ndiaye's quality would be significant. He has become an important figure for the club, and his departure would leave a gap in their attacking options. However, Arsenal's reported interest demonstrates just how highly the player is regarded at the top level. For Arsenal, meanwhile, the focus will now turn toward completing the remaining stages of the transfer. A verbal agreement or initial understanding is only one part of a major transfer, and supporters will naturally want confirmation of the final contract, medical examination and official announcement. If everything proceeds as reported, Ndiaye could become another important addition to Arteta's squad His arrival would not necessarily mean that Arsenal have finished their transfer business. Instead, it could be another piece of a larger recruitment strategy designed to strengthen several areas of the team. Arteta has consistently demanded versatility and tactical intelligence from his players. Ndiaye's profile gives the manager exactly that. He can move between positions, attack defenders, combine with teammates and contribute to Arsenal's pressing game. Another important factor is age and long-term potential. Arsenal are not simply trying to build a team for one season. The club want to establish a squad that can remain competitive for many years. Signing players who can contribute now while continuing to develop is therefore a major part of the project. Ndiaye's potential move to Arsenal would fit into that vision. Rather than being viewed only as a short-term solution, he could become an important part of the club's future attacking structure. The transfer could also increase competition within Arsenal's squad. Competition for places is essential at a club competing in multiple competitions. If Ndiaye arrives, existing attacking players would know that they must maintain their standards, while Arteta would have more options when dealing with injuries, suspensions, fixture congestion and tactical changes. Arsenal supporters will also be excited by the possibility of seeing Ndiaye alongside some of the club's established attacking stars. His ability to combine with creative midfielders and forwards could produce a different style of attacking movement. There is also the possibility that Arteta could use Ndiaye in different roles depending on the opponent. Against teams that defend with a low block, he could be deployed in a central attacking role where his dribbling and creativity become especially important. Against stronger opponents, his mobility and pressing could make him useful in a more transitional system. This flexibility could be one of the main reasons Arsenal have pushed for the deal. The reported long-term contract is another important detail. A long-term agreement would demonstrate that Arsenal view Ndiaye as part of the club's future rather than simply an immediate signing. It would also give the player the opportunity to develop within Arteta's system and potentially establish himself as a key figure at the Emirates. For Berta, completing a transfer of this profile would represent an important moment in his work at Arsenal. Sporting directors are judged not only on the money spent, but also on whether their recruitment improves the team's sporting level. Bringing Ndiaye to North London would be a clear attempt to add quality and depth to the squad. For Arteta, the potential signing provides another attacking weapon at a time when Arsenal are determined to challenge for major trophies. The manager will be looking for players who can handle pressure and deliver consistently, and Ndiaye's experience in competitive football gives him a strong foundation. Of course, supporters should continue to wait for official confirmation before treating every detail of the transfer as final. Transfer reports can change quickly and negotiations can involve several stages. The most important confirmation will come when Arsenal officially announce the player and the final contract details. Nevertheless, the reported agreement has generated major excitement among Arsenal supporters. If Ndiaye does complete the move, he could become one of the most interesting additions to Arteta's squad. The Senegal international has already demonstrated that he possesses the ability to compete in the Premier League. Joining a club with Arsenal's ambitions would give him an opportunity to take his career to another level. At Arsenal, the expectations would be enormous. Every new signing is expected to compete for trophies, perform under pressure, and contribute to the club's pursuit of domestic and European success. Ndiaye would need to adapt quickly, but his skill set suggests that he could be well suited to the challenge. Arteta will also have the responsibility of finding the best position for him. The manager has shown throughout his Arsenal career that he is willing to adapt players to different tactical roles. Ndiaye's versatility gives him plenty of possibilities. The potential transfer, therefore, represents more than simply Arsenal signing another attacking player. It would demonstrate the club's continued commitment to building a deep, flexible and technically gifted squad. If the deal is completed, Arsenal could have another player capable of providing creativity, energy and unpredictability in the final third. Those qualities can be decisive during a long Premier League season. For Everton supporters, the departure would understandably be disappointing. Ndiaye has the qualities that can make a player a fan favourite, and losing him to a Premier League rival would be difficult. But for Ndiaye himself, the opportunity to work under Arteta and compete for major honours could be impossible to ignore. The next stage will be watching for official confirmation, the medical process and the final paperwork. Arsenal fans will be hoping that there are no late complications and that the long-term agreement becomes a completed transfer. If everything goes according to plan, Iliman Ndiaye could soon be wearing the Arsenal shirt and beginning a new chapter of his career in North London. For Arsenal, the message is clear. The club are continuing to strengthen with ambition. With Andrew Berta involved in recruitment and Mikel Arteta shaping the footballing project, the reported Ndiaye agreement could be another major step toward creating a squad capable of challenging for the biggest prizes.